What if I told you there's a cargo ship on the ocean right now that's about to perform a multi-million-dollar magic trick? Seriously, there's no sleight of hand, just a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek with the taxman. By taking a secret detour, the company that owns this shipment is about to make a fortune in tariffs just disappear. But this isn't some harmless trick. It's part of a shadowy world of trade warfare, and getting caught could ruin them. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the wild, illegal scheme some companies are using to dodge taxes. And then we'll show you the perfectly legal loopholes the smart ones are using instead. The problem and the pressure. So, why are companies resorting to such risky moves? To get it, you have to understand the pressure they're under. In the last few years, tariffs have become a massive headache in global trade. The US has slapped huge duties, sometimes up to 50%, on goods coming from certain countries, especially China. Now imagine you run a business selling, say, kitchen cabinets. You've built your entire company around a specific price point. Then, seemingly overnight, a new 25% tariff gets tacked onto your costs. What do? You're stuck with a horrible choice. Either eat the cost and kiss your profits goodbye, or hike up your prices and pray your customers don't flock to your competitors. This is the kind of pressure that pushes people to look for a way out, even if it means breaking the law. The crazy trick revealed. And that brings us to the secret detour. The official name for it is transshipment, and it's as simple as it is illegal. Here's the play. A container ship full of Chinese-made goods doesn't sail straight to Los Angeles. Instead, it takes a little pit stop in a third country, like Vietnam, Malaysia, or Thailand. Once there, the goods get a quick makeover. Maybe they're repackaged. Maybe a few screws are added, and then they're relabeled. Made in Vietnam. With their identity scrubbed, the products are loaded onto a new ship and sent on their way to the US, sidestepping all those hefty tariffs aimed at China. But let's be crystal clear, this isn't some clever workaround. It's straight-up origin fraud, and it's a federal crime. US Customs and Border Protection is coming down hard on these schemes, using data analytics and surprise factory inspections to sniff them out. And the penalties. They're brutal. We're talking seizure of all your products, crippling fines, and even prison time for executives. While these cases often ended with civil penalties in the past, the Department of Justice is increasingly pursuing criminal charges, signaling that jail time is now very much on the table. By the way, if you think this peek into the secret world of international trade is fascinating, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. We break down complex stuff like this every single week. The smart and legal loopholes. While some companies are gambling with transshipment, the really smart businesses are using perfectly legal strategies to cut their tariff bills. These aren't shady tricks. They're brilliant supply chain maneuvers. One of the most powerful legal moves is called substantial transformation. This is where a product is genuinely and significantly changed in a second country. Think about it like this. Raw electronic parts from China are shipped to Mexico. In a Mexican factory, they're fully assembled into a finished laptop. Because the work done in Mexico was so significant, the laptop's country of origin legally becomes Mexico, making it eligible for much lower tariffs. Another awesome, though tricky tool is the first sale rule. This one is for the accountants. It allows importers to pay duties on the first price of the goods, say the price the factory sold it for to a middleman, instead of the higher price the middleman sold it for to the US importer. It takes a mountain of paperwork to prove, but the savings can be enormous. And then there are foreign trade zones, or FTZs. These are special areas inside the US. Think a warehouse district by a port that are legally considered outside US customs territory. Companies can bring goods into an FTZ and store or even manufacture them without paying a dime in duties. The tax is only paid when the goods officially enter the US market, and if they're shipped back out to another country. So, when it comes to the high-stakes world of beating tariffs, you've got two choices. There's the illegal, high-risk game of transshipment, where companies are just rolling the dice and hoping they don't get caught. And then there's the legal, strategic path of supply chain engineering, where smart businesses use the rules to their advantage. As long as tariffs keep the financial pressure on, this global cat-and-mouse game isn't stopping anytime soon. The line between a clever hack and a federal crime is a thin one, and companies cross it at their own peril.